Initiating system 1. System 1 loaded.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome once again to IQRA Kids TV Season 2. Now we hope you guys have been enjoying Season 2 because we've decided to switch things up a little bit and change it up. Yes, of course, you've got the regulars like Muslim Heroes, Random Art Studio, and of course you've still got Let's See the World, but we've also added some new features such as Muslim Maestros, ABCs of Islam, and Kun Faya Kun with our two amazing hosts. Right, there's one other thing we want you guys to do in our new Season 2. We have, because we're getting really technical these days, we've got a QR code. If you don't know what a QR code is, I'm going to put it somewhere on the screen right now, okay? You can see it now, okay? That QR code, all you need to do to go to our Instagram page is whip your phone out, take a photo of it, and hit that thing. It will take you directly to our Instagram page. So try it out now, okay? Hit that QR code with your phone and you should go directly to our Instagram page. Now on our Instagram page, that is where we want all of your feedback. We want you to tell us if you want to be on any of our shows like Random Art Show, or if you would like to send some of your artwork in. That's where you should go to do it, inshallah. Right, before we get into today's show, because I've been working so hard at it, I wanted to keep your brains active, and what we've decided to do in parts of Season 2 is to give you a bit of a quiz. Okay, now the intro that we're doing now, I'm going to be coming back halfway through the show and at the end, but I'm going to do 2 questions for you, okay? I want you to think about it. You don't have to send in the answer. All I'm going to do is give you the answer halfway through the show, set another question, and at the very end, we'll see if you can get the answer to that question as well. Right, let me see. How many pillars are there in Islam? Remember, you don't have to send it in or write anything in, okay? All you need to do is think about it, and at the halfway through, we'll see if you've got it right. Is that cool? Right, so how many pillars in Islam are there? Right, should we get on with the show? Check it out.
Initiating system 1. System 1 loaded.
Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome once again to Nasheed Made Simple Special Edition. Woohoo! This is a session where we are going to break down some of our songs, okay? Because we've been talking about melody, harmony, notation and things of that nature for quite a while now. And I thought it would be a good idea to actually show how you can put some of these ideas into actual songs. Now, I've got 3 songs that we've been playing quite regularly. The first one, of course, was Ramadan Here We Go, Zee Alien, and of course, La Ilaha Illallah. La Ilaha Illallah is a song that we're going to be talking about today. How did I put them together? What choices did I make? Why did I do things the way I did it? Because, you know, a song, a nasheed is like any creative endeavor. There is so many different ways you could do it, okay? Like my t-shirt, it could be a different color, it could have writing on it, it could have patterns on it. There's so many things you could do with a t-shirt, okay? Colors, shapes, sizes, long sleeve, short sleeve, holes in it, all hoods on it. Okay, there's so many things you could do with it, because once you get creative with things of that nature, you could go so many different directions. So with the nasheeds, it's exactly the same thing. The structure of the songs, the melody of the songs, the words, what the words mean, what is the message you're trying to convey, all of that plays a part. Now, like all of my videos and nasheeds, I've done these videos myself. So all of this creative choices you see on screen that you listen to, I decided to put that here, put that there, make this here, make that there. With the images, I put all the kids in there because it's meant to be aimed at children, and I wanted children to have a feeling of fun while they're learning La ilaha illallah, okay? Right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna show you that video, and every now and then I'm gonna stop and play and talk about why I've done what I've done and how I've done what I've done. Okay, you ready to go? Are you ready?
is no God but Allah.
What's right there? Right, a few things about this video that is going to be a little bit different. One of the things I wanted to do is to start with the chorus. Most songs start with the verse, then the chorus, then the verse, then the chorus, then the verse, then the chorus, and it usually finishes with the chorus, okay? This time I decided to start with the chorus because I thought the chorus was so happy. It really talks about a lovely thing. It's about that kind of learning and thinking about La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, okay, which we all know and we all love, okay? So that's one of the things I wanted to do. Also, there's so many things about this video that I tried to cram in there, okay? The melody, forget the words for a second. That sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? That is an old nursery rhyme melody that I stole, I creatively borrowed and changed the words. So became La ilaha illallah. Mohammad Rasulullah, a very old nursery rhyme that many people know. Why did I make that choice? Because oftentimes, the reason why we like certain types of nasheeds or songs or smells or colors or places is because those things are attached to memories. Okay, we went somewhere, we had a good time, we grew up with a certain type of food, a certain type of smell, and it reminds us, sometimes without us actually knowing about it, subconsciously, it reminds us of that time, that place, that happy feeling. So it's the same when you use a melody from a different song that is an old-time nursery rhyme, so we know it's a but the lyrics are different, the words are different. So I'm trying to do two things. One, evoke memory by using an old melody, and two, put the new words or the words that we already know, two sets of memories. One is the kalama and the second is the nursery rhyme, and putting them together. Okay, that's what I try to do. Another thing, besides having the chorus first, besides having the melody, is, as you can see on the screen here, 10 points for every animal you see. And you can see at the bottom of the screen there, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 giraffes there, okay? Now, spotted and dotted throughout the video are little animals here and there that hopefully you guys will say, I've seen that one, that's 10 points for me. There's a panda there, that's 10 points for me. There's a whatever there, 10 points for me. To make it more multi-layered as well, because sometimes you want to say a message, but you want the kids to have a bit of fun at the same time. So you've got the song, you've got the video, and then you've got a tiny little game happening in it as well. Why did I decide to do that? It's because I want people to keep watching the video and have fun with it. I want them to enjoy the song, enjoy the message, enjoy the melody, okay, but also have fun with it. So maybe this time, their first watching of it, maybe they didn't see all the animals and they didn't get as many points, okay? So they might want to watch it again and see if they can get more points by spotting more of the animals dotted around the video, okay? So that is how the song starts. Let's continue from there.
And Muhammad is his messenger.
La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah.
There, yep, stop right there. So there you go. We went straight into the chorus. Two sets of chorus. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. So two choruses, not just one, because one would be too short. And because it's such a nice, sappy song, I thought we'd put two of them. In terms of the imagery, again, I wanted to show kids having fun, kids learning, kids in a lovely environment, and of course myself and my granddaughter Sally's in there as well. I thought, why not get us in there? It would be good fun. And for Sally, my granddaughter, whose proper name is Amina, she loves that video because she's on there as well. She goes, there I am, but she's always eating sweets or something like that, right? So that's what we did with that one. Let's continue.
There is only one Allah, has no son and no other. He we worship, He alone, the Lord of all creation. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah.
Right.
Initiating system 1. System 1 loaded.
Right, we're at the midway point, guys. I want to know, are you enjoying the show? If you are, hit that QR code, go directly to our Instagram page and drop us a comment or any artwork that you'd like to have featured on the show. Have you been thinking about the quiz question I set for you at the beginning of the show? I hope so. The question was as follows. How many pillars in Islam are there? How many pillars? 5 pillars. Well done. You probably knew that anyway. Did you know that? Of course you knew that. Well done. Okie dokie. Right, we'll set you another question, and at the end we're going to see if you can get it right. How many salah, namaz, is there in Islam? The main one. How many salah are there in? Maybe you shout out the answer now. Don't worry, you don't have to shout it out. You don't have to send it to us on our Instagram page or anything like that. Wait till the end and we'll figure out if we have indeed got the right answer. Right, should we get on with the show? Let's continue.
Initiating system 1. System 1 loaded.
Right, finally got there in the end. Boys upstairs are sleeping at the moment. Right, so the first verse, we've gone to the chorus, we've gone into the verse now. There is no God, only Allah. He has no son and no partner. Again, reinforcing that message. Yes, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. And then the actual song, the verse goes and explain what that actually means. So not only are having a bit of fun, hopefully, with the song, having a bit of fun with the cheeky images, but now we're getting down to what does La ilaha illallah actually mean. There is no God but Allah, has no son and no partner, making it totally clear what the belief of the Muslims are. Then it goes on to say, He we worship, He alone, the Lord of all creation. Now that word Lord of all creation, I decided, and you may or may not have noticed, or you might pick up on it now, that I decided to repeat that phrase each of the verses. At the end of each verses, I always come back to the Lord of all creation, the Lord of all creation. It might be different words for the different verses, but it always finishes with the Lord of all creation, Lord of all creation. Because again, I wanted to hammer home the idea that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yes, He has no partners, yes, He's the only God we worship, but He is also the Lord of all creation, which means that He is above everything. So let's continue that. Right, so we saw the chorus again. Next one, all that cries, all that crawls and all that flies, nothing can escape His eyes, okay? Talking about the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you can see the images that I decided to choose here, right? We've got the bugs, we've got the flying things, and we've got the DNA. That thing in the bottom right hand corner is the DNA molecules that make up every living thing in creation. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He sees everything that flies, He sees and creates everything, the tiniest little bugs, and even smaller, the DNA that is inside of our bodies. He is the architecture, the creator, the master of every form of creation. So that's what I wanted to show on this particular part. Let's continue. Pause here. Right. So two things here. He has power over all creation. So you're talking about the entire planet Earth, all of the technology that mankind has developed over the last 50 to 100 years or so, rockets, digital phones, iPads, all of that. Allah is the master of all of that. All of the people in those buildings, each of their lives, each individual, no matter who they are, where they are, what the circumstances are, how old they are, where they've come from, their level of education, whatever the aspect of that human being, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the Lord of all of the creation. Another little thing, you might see in the top right hand corner there, a monkey. Now, if you spotted that, you should give yourself 10 points. Let's continue.
He is Allah, the creator, the inventor of all things, the giver of forms. To Him belong the best names. All that is in the heavens and the earth.
Right, He is Allah. This time I decided to change it up a little bit as well, because even though we like to do the singing as well, sometimes you want to break things up a little bit and make it a little bit different. So what I decided to do is get somebody to do this voiceover. Now the voiceover could have been in an English accent, could have been in a French accent, but I chose to use an American accent just because, no real reason. I just like the sound of the kid's voice, and I thought he did a good job. So he's saying, he is Allah, the inventor of all things, the Lord of all creation again, and everything glorifies him, okay? To sort of, once again, to speak to the audience, to speak to those of you out there, and say, look, I'm reminding you that Allah is the Lord of all creation. Everything we can think of, everything that's ever existed, Allah is the Lord of creation, and he's telling you that once again. In the bottom left-hand corner, can you see that? That little panda, if you saw that, you've got another 10 points. There may have been a few that we passed by, but you need to watch the video again. It's all on YouTube, right? So let's continue.
Glorify him.
When you sleep and when you lay, Allah blesses us each day. Have no fear and have no doubt, the Lord of all creation.
There, right. So again, the next verse says, when we sleep and when we play, Allah blesses us as the day. Have no fear and have no doubt. He's the Lord of all creation. Remember, we always come back to the Lord of all creation, Lord of all creation. And on this particular part, we've paused it in exactly the right spot, where me and Sally, we go to our local park, and I filmed me going on one of those swingy things as well. And Sally was going, oh, I really enjoyed it as well. To again, kind of put myself in there. We put a little smiley face up in the left-hand corner there with a little heart as well. That doesn't count as 10 points because it's not an animal, okay? But again, the chorus, the verse is continuing to reinforce the idea, reinforce the belief of the Muslims that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the Lord of all creations. No matter where you go, what you do, He is over all of our affairs. Let's continue. Now, you might hear some different things happening with the song now. You're going to hear Allah. That is called a counter melody. The melody I'm doing, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah. Then you've got La Allah. That Allah is expanding and going over the chorus. Okay, La ilaha illallah. Okay, it makes it a bit more interesting. And as the song goes from the beginning to the middle to the end, it should build a little bit more. It should get a bit more interesting in terms of audibly, interesting to your ears. Because sometimes if you hear something over and over again, your ears gets a bit tired of it. So what you should try to do is to create more melodies, and you can even hear a deeper voice going La ilaha illallah. So you've got the La ilaha illallah, then you've got La ilaha illallah, then you've got Allah. So introducing more vocal additions to the song to make it more interesting, so your ears don't get bored of the same sounds over and over again. This is what makes a song interesting. This is what makes it something you want to listen to over and over again. And again, the images portray fun, kids. Okay, the top left-hand corner there, he's crying for some reason, because when this kid here, he's thrown up a sweet or something and he misses, right? He misses it. So maybe that's why this emoji there is crying. Let's run that video again, please. On the screen as well to make sure everybody can see that the words are there as well. Continue.
He's Allah, the creator,
Again,
the inventor of all things,
voiceover. Let it run, let it run.
the giver of forms. To him belong the best names. All that is in the heavens and the earth glorify him.
Right, and once again, there is Sally. We just a local park near us as well, and she goes under between our legs when she says
Don't forget to thank Allah in your prayers and dua. When we come to Him, we go, Lord of all creation.
Pause right there. Pause right there. Right. Last chorus is to talk about don't forget to thank Allah. See, I wanted to leave the song and leave everybody with a message of don't forget to thank Allah. No matter what you do, no matter how sad you may be, how happy you may be, how you might be, remember to thank Allah. Of course, we do that through our salah, through our namaz as well. But it's always a good idea to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then the last line is, don't forget to thank Allah in your prayers and in your dua. From him we come, to him we go, and finish with that line, the Lord of all creation, okay? Reminding us again before we finish the song and go finishing with the choruses, that is it, okay? We must remember Allah often. We must remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as much as we can. And remember, from him we come and to him we go, the Lord of all creation. Let's watch the last bit. Aspects of education. Right, pause right there. So again, so many ways, so many different ways I could have done that song. I could have used a different melody, I could use different words, I could use different images, I could use different background music, I could do different harmonies. But it's all about figuring out what you want to say in your story, how you want to convey the message, and what do you think is the best way to do it. If you had this song, you would probably do it totally different because you've got a different understanding of what the message means, how you want to convey it. So between different performers, different nasheed artists, different designers, there are so many ways to go. The trick is to find one that you think conveys the message and go and do it. That is what it's all about. This is why we're breaking down all of some of the nasheeds that we've been playing quite recently as well, and to give you an insight as to how they work. Because oftentimes the best way to see how something works is for somebody to break it apart. If you've got like a Lego toy and you start breaking it apart, oh, you can see how it works, okay? Now, if somebody has made a nice Lego house in your house, don't smash it up, okay, to see how it works, or a phone, or an iPad, okay? Don't pull it apart, I'm just saying, right? Anyway, guys, we're gonna draw this one to a close. We're gonna go with one more nasheed talking about Zee Alien, but that's really for the next session, guys. Stay tuned, speak to you soon. Take care. Assalamu alaikum. And the end of another amazing show. Did you guys get the answer to the quiz? How many salah are there in Islam? 5, of course, 5 salah during the day. Right, just want to remind you that our QR code is on the screen here as well. So if you want to be on the show for random art or anything else, by all means, make sure you go over there and you can inbox me your artwork. If you want to be on the show, all of that good stuff would be absolutely amazing. Right, guys, so speak to you soon. Hope you like it. Reason number 7, it was a massive up.
Tales of wonder.
Right? Different things you do.
IQRA Kids TV.